So before we go much further, I thought it'd be interesting for you to have a quick squiz at a sample of an evaluation, mainly so that when I start to talk you through the next steps, you understand what we're actually attempting to achieve. So this is an example that matches up with the one I've shown in class, which was the special education dance program. It was, the folder with the resources and the videotape and stuff like that. So you'll notice at the beginning they have a summary, and the summary meets certain aims. Basically, it needs to tell us what was the research, what was the research undertaken, and what was the outcome, basically. Um, the summary is only marked for clarity. It is a good place to chuck in a little bit of extra judgment if you can, but it's only 150 words and it effectively functions like an introduction. Then we talk about the decisions in response to opportunities and challenges. Now, this student is not necessarily the bee's knees A plus model example because her focus is on challenges and opportunities, but her focus should really be on the decisions. So her language around here is something that we will look at of how could we actually improve this student's work. So this is the first section. She's talking about she had an opportunity to go to a special school, but she had challenges that, she had to refine her question or she couldn't actually conduct the thing she said she was going to, etc., etc. Then the next section, and that section's about approximately 500 words. Next section is the outcome, and the outcome for her, again, remember she's not a perfect student. She's not covered in as much detail as would be liked. She is basically talking about what was her purpose, what was her audience, did she answer a question, was this actually a useful project, how did she actually justify it? And you can see she had no proof that it would actually work. So it was a problem for her. The research processes were, I guess, a focus for her. And so in some ways she sort of over favored them. You can see that all of this is about processes. And that means that the bulk of her work is about processes. Now that's okay if it was sort of like 650, 750 words, but this student has really gone a lot further in the processes. I guess the reason why that could be problematic is that you're marked equally on the criteria. So we want close to 600 words for processes, and then sort of about 500 words on decisions, and then about 500 words on the outcome. The closer you can get these, the better your mark will be. You can merge them, they don't have to be separated. But typically it's easy. Write one, write the next one, write the next one. If you find you're repeating yourself, then of course merge them together. We don't want repetition. So if we have a look at what she actually wrote, we can see that we have, her interviews, and then we have the reliability of what she got out of that, and then we have the limitations of that, and then we have a special education teacher, and then we have more interviews with dance teachers, and then we have secondary research over here, and then we have her academic reports, and then a book, and then YouTube clips. So she used a lot of different information, and as you look at this, you'll see that she's writing about things like the reliability, the validity, the credibility, etc. Now, this is all useful things to talk about. What she writes about in her paragraphs is really good. It's just that her balance is a little bit out. But this is effectively what we're asking you to do. 3 500-word mini essays and a 150-word summary. Yay, not even that hard.